What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net on a brisk beginning of October day. It's a beautiful Sunday here in New England. You can see the trees are starting to change, starting to drop the leaves. I love this time of year, but I absolutely hate this time of year because I know what's coming after this time of year. We'll be doing pictures inside, but as you can see, I am in my Specialty Motorcars hoodie, officially licensed hoodie, and I'm kind of chilly. Anyways, let's get into this car behind me. It's a 2004 Lincoln Town Car, Ultimate L, long wheelbase, big back seat for all that comfort in riding in the back there and all that stuff. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to show you around this car, show you inside the car, then we're going to take it on a ride, tell you all about it. Let's get going. And here she is, a beautiful 2004 Lincoln Town Car, Ultimate L. So this is the long wheelbase, a factory 6-inch extended Lincoln Town Car. These cars, well, this particular one would have been if you walked into your Lincoln dealership in 2004 and said, give me your most expensive, most over-the-top, cost-wise Lincoln Town Car in 2004, you're looking at it. Ultimate, the name trim plate, I guess I would say, Ultimate replaced the Cartier package for 2004. Why Ford was doing stuff like that is beyond me. I think it's silly because they had that name for so many years and everybody knew what that meant. And like anything Ford does, they just wanted to screw it up and confuse the heck out of everybody because the Ultimate name would have been dropped just a few years after this. But anyways, this is a beautiful 2004 example. This car has got 42,000 original miles. This car was originally out of Arkansas, so it's super, super clean underneath. The car shows super nice above and below. The bottom of this car, we just had it on the lift, doing the oil changes, the brakes, all that stuff that we did to this car, and it's absolutely beautiful underneath. A rust-free Arkansas car originally. 42,000 miles. It's finished in what they call cashmere tri-coat, which is kind of like a white, but a kind of a grayish white. It's hard to describe. It's definitely a pearl. Tons of pearl in the paint. I wish it was a little bit more sunny out. The sun is hiding behind the clouds. I could show you the metallic that they have, or the pearl that they have in this color, but either way, it's a beautiful color combination on this car with the light parchment leather interior. It shows absolutely beautifully. And you can see here how nice this car comes together with all the chrome trim, the white wall tires, of course. You know how I do it. I got to have absolutely all that stuff. And it shows so, so nicely. So I'm going to go around this car. I'm going to show you a few little nicks and dings and whatnot with this car. Point out all that stuff to you. And then we're going to show you the inside, and the inside is absolutely beautiful, just like the outside. So like I said, ceramic tri-coat, have a beautiful two-tone pinstripe. You know how I like that stuff. It's kind of like a copper color with a brown on the bottom. At first I didn't know how I felt about it, but now I absolutely love it. It looks beautiful. We'll start on this corner here and work our way around the car. You got beautiful stainless fender flares, beautiful chrome wheels with brand new Travel Star tires. These tires are date coded the 19th week of 2022. Set of 4, I just put those on the car. We'll come down the door here. Looks like a little, I don't know if that's a little scuff in the paint or something right there. Under the mirrors here, a little minor black mark right there. The windows on this car, I usually don't like window tint, but actually I'm kind of digging this because it's not too dark. You can actually see through the car. It just gives it that right look, you know, really elegant. It sets off with the chrome pillars, get the chrome rockers. It just really sets this car off nicely. Now this car has this one defect that I can't pinpoint on how this happened or what's going on here. But this black trim that goes around like the inner windshield, It's like a painted part of the windshield, like just to kind of, I don't know, whatever. You can see it's kind of like just coming off. I don't know what's going on there. I really have no words for this. Now, if this looks familiar, and you say, I saw that before, I actually sold this car a few years back when it had 28,000 miles, and I got the car back in from my local customer. So it was like that when I sold it, and it's still like that today. Still unknown what has happened there. You can see a little ding in the chrome right there. Come down the door here. Doors are in really nice shape. Little minor, probably from putting your hand there. Some light scratching in the stainless pillar. Very minor scratch right there, or series of scratches, I should say. Come down the Ultimate L for a long wheelbase. It looks like another very minor ding right in that stainless piece there. And you come here, and you see this is a spot that was touched up. There was something that kind of dinged this little section right here, and then chipped the edge of the paint. And you can see there's a few chips on the edge of the door here as well. But that was touched up. Now, touching a paint color like this up is super difficult because it's a tri-stage. They actually, I don't even think they mix tri-stage in a touch-up. So, that was probably a little bit of white. There's probably a little bit of pearl on it as well. It's a tough color to touch up, but it's also better than repainting the whole quarter panel for something like that. Again, another beautiful chrome wheel, wrapped in a brand new 225 6017 Travel Star white wall. That beautiful pinstripe comes down the quarter here and ends right on the end there. Take a look at the back glass. All in nice shape. Again, this is all tinted. What the heck is going on over there? Is that Jeep? No, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's quieted down now. But you come around the back corner here. The back corner is in nice shape. A couple very minor little scuffs right up close on the bumper there. A little bit of chipping in the paint right on the corner, but the chrome trim. Taillight is in nice shape. There is a spot here where it looks like a scratch was touched up. A little scuff right on the edge where the bumper meets that quarter panel. Come across the rear deck lid. This is in nice shape. Chrome trim around here shows really well. Very minor spot. A little bit of fade in that black emblem, but the chrome is in really nice shape. Come across the deck lid here. Shows really well. Now, there was a scratch that I had a body shop take a look at, and they were able to kind of fill it a little bit. Yeah, what is this? Right there. You can kind of see it right there. And it kind of came over here as well. They filled it with a clear, and then they went over it with, and wet sanded it, and then buffed it. So you can't even feel it. Just a very, very minor spot on the deck lid there. I can't really see it there. Anyways, it was there. It's kind of, I don't know. You can't really see it at all. Anyways, we'll continue around the back. A couple little minor marks, little scuffs and scratches there, but for the most part, the back bumper is in nice shape. It does have the rear parking assist. Come around here. Taillights, again, show really nice. Quarter. Little chip right there in the paint. Come around here and up over the roof. Shows really well. It does have a few little scratches right there, very light scratches. Come across the top here. I think there was a ding right. You can kind of see it right there. I did have my paintless dent repair guy look at that, and he said in order to do that, he had to get up under the headliner. I said, you know what? It's white. You really don't notice it. I'm not going to go that crazy. It does have a chip touched up here. Again, Probably difficult to touch up with it being a pearl or tri-coat, I should say. I'll come back to the doors here. This door edge is a nice shape. Very itty-bitty chip right there. Again, another beautiful chrome 17-inch wheel. Wrapped in a brand new Travel Star white wall tire. Come down the door here. All the chrome is a nice shape. Little minor mark right there. This door edge is in nice shape. Pillars are nice, and again, those nice tinted windows. Little mark right on the edge of the mirror there. And this car shows real well. Little chip right there. And again, just like on the other side, you can see here where this is like, I don't know, the black paint is lifting off. I don't think it's gotten any worse. I don't know if it was because the car was from Arkansas in the sun, although I've had southern cars before, but this is the original Ford Carlight windshield, so I don't know. I've never seen that before. Still to this day, I don't have any idea of what would have caused that. Another beautiful chrome 17-inch wheel, new tire up front here as well. I come across the hood. You know, there was a little chip right there. That is just a little bit of dirt. Very minor scratch right there. And then right here, you can see like a scuff there. And a little guy right there as well. Come around the front. Bumper is in nice shape. I don't know what that is. It's a little bug I picked up or something. Headlights are in nice shape. Both sides. Grill shows really well. Little minor spot where there's like a little blister in the chrome there. Stand-up hood ornament. Just minor little bug marks or whatever. This headlight is in good shape. A little bit of crazing in the plastic on this side. You can see here, but nice and clear. Does have the cornering lamps. Up over the hood on this side is in really nice shape. I think that's just a little something there. Anyways, car shows really well. It's a beautiful example of this long wheelbase, and these cars are getting hard to find. I know I say it every time I get one of these. Pop that door open, and you can see a beautiful light parchment interior. Very common color for these cars, and honestly, it's my favorite color. The only color that I think I like just a little bit more because it's so rare is like that light gray color, but this shows really well. Let's take a look inside the jams here. You can see how clean they are. No rust or anything like that. All the door sill plates are in nice shape. The Lincoln insignia. You have all 4 door window switches, your lock, your mirrors, your driver's seat, memory functions, and heated seats. Heated seats do work. Little pop open cubbies there. Come down here, you can see how nice and clean the carpeting is, even in the high traffic area here. You come across the dashboard. Nice wood trim steering wheel. Automatic headlights. I have the parking lights on now, but we'll show you all this in just a minute. Leather in this car is really nice. Little minor scratch right there. A couple little minor marks. Nothing too crazy, but the edging and the side bolster show really well. It's got the Lincoln star embroidered into the back of the seat. Nice and clean. Same with the center console. Again, nice and clean. Flips open both ways, but no abnormal wear there. All the stitching is in nice shape. It does have a little scratch right there, just the leather surface. You can open up these back doors. Now, this is why the livery companies absolutely love these cars, is because literally these doors open at almost a 90-degree angle, which is crazy. So plenty of room to get in and out of the back seat of these cars. And these that's why they were favored by those companies. And you can see here, all on the sills, nice and clean here. This has the flip open cigarette lighter / ashtray combinations in the back, never been used. All the pull straps are in nice shape, and these did come with the rear heated seats, which was nice. Side airbags, seat back pockets, all the carpeting is in really nice shape on both sides. Across the seat here. Cool thing with these long wheelbase cars that it has these articulating rear headrests. The long wheelbase cars had those, and then the designer series cars had those. Leather is in nice shape, you know, shows real nice. The back seats of these cars, you know, these cars were meant to take miles and meant to take wear and tear, but this car was obviously spared that with that kind of mileage on it. Open up this one again, almost at a 90-degree angle. Show you jams. Again, has the full-size Lincoln insignia on the back here. Now, in this car, when I sold this car last year, this little tissue dispenser was missing, and when I got the car, I wondered what made this impression on here. And this pops off here. And what had happened, I think, was that literally sat in there, closed up for all that time, and then it went missing. But because of that, let me see if I can pop this back together. It's made apparently an everlasting impression, because that has never come out. It does have dual charging ports there. You can control the front seat and all the audio controls there as well. That's a little tissue dispenser. And then these long wheelbases, just like the designers, have the rear cup holder here. Again, the articulating headrests in this car as well. And it does have the rear vanity mirrors on both sides. Again, look at the carpeting. Shows really nice in this car. Door panel, again. Flip open little ashtrays, rear heated seats, got a nice map pocket in the back there. It's a simple car. It's not like an overstuffed, buttoned up, you know, S-Class, we'll say. But the nice thing with these Lincolns were they were simple, but they were really workhorses. You know, they don't have the issues that your big S-Classes have. You know, but they were loved. These cars are really well absorbed into the livery market. That's why so many people still love them today. Inside, all that door jamb shows really nice. Your switch plates, your power windows locks. Again, a little cubby in there. All the gold anodizing is in nice shape. Take a look at the carpet here. Shows really well in this car. Again, that center console flips both ways. It does have a few little abrasions on the flip open cup holder there. Looks like something might have caught it at one point. Leather on this side is nice and soft, just like the driver's side. And then the dash across there is in real nice shape as well. Let's jump behind the wheel. I'm going to show you some of the features this car has. Right, so we're behind the wheel of the town car, and I want to show you what I got for keys. I do have 3 keys, 2 remotes. One of the keys was damaged here, you can see, and they kind of drilled a hole. Sometimes I've seen these kind of pop off or break these little eye loops here. Start it up. So you do have 3 original keys and 2 remotes. 42,492 miles. I think the last 2,000 or so miles I have put on this car. So when I got this car back in, I think, June or July, this car was my driver for a few months. I took this car up to the White Mountains. We took this car kind of everywhere. I really enjoyed driving this car. I have no idea what would cause that. That is kind of crazy. But you do have all the books and manuals here inside that guy there. But what's really cool is this car still has the original window sticker. And you can see here, 2004 Lincoln Town Car, Ultimate L, Cashmere tri-coat, medium dark parchment with light parchment leather. As far as options, not a ton of options. These cars are pretty well loaded. Cashmere tri-coat was a $600 option, and then white sidewall tires was a $125 option. I think the only other option that they could have probably put on this car would have been the THX sound system and then the chrome wheels. But still, even with that, this car sticking out at over $51,000. It was sold new at Premier Ford, Lincoln Mercury of Columbus, Mississippi. So that's kind of cool to see stuff like that. Usually I don't get that stuff with these cars. But you can see here, we're gonna adjust the seat. Seat works in all directions. Radio works, and then all the controls here. And then you can control the temperature. Fan speed, turn that down. And then the temperature, up or down. We're gonna go down a little bit. I'm gonna shut that off actually. But it's kind of neat that it does have all these buttons over here. My skin is so dry. All these buttons over here read out your, speed, fuel economy, miles, and stuff like that. You have your automatic headlights. Right up here is the compass. You put it in reverse there. You can also override and shut off your rear backup sensors. It's not going to work now because I'm not near anything to back up to. I'm going to park the trunk here. We'll pull the hood, and then let's take a look under both those. So like I like showing you on these cars, it does have the power opening and closing feature, and then the power pull down. Hit your button twice and it does the open or close feature. I do have all the original floor mats with this car. Passenger side, the rear, the big one, and then this is the driver's side. A little bit of soiling near the Lincoln Star, but not too bad. The shelf is nice and clean. That's where they, again, used to put the spare tires. Spare tire is quarter mounted over there, and I got my stuff over here, but it does have a trunk mounted CD changer. Not that anybody really uses CD changers anymore. But let's see here. Close that down. Oh, what do we get caught on? Nothing? Maybe it was the window. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Sometimes just a little breeze will kind of trip that thing up. But pull a little doohickey, pop open that engine compartment. You can see it does have a lighted engine compartment. Last year that they would have offered a light under here, because who needs to see under here in the dark? Very, very clean. You can see this car still has, this car still has a lot of its Southern heritage, no rust or corrosion, on like the nuts and bolts, a little bit just starting. Actually, on those struts I put in this car back when I sold it. So a little bit just starting there, a little bit just starting on some of the nuts and bolts, but not really bad. All this stuff is still nice and clean. The block shows really, really nice as well. This car, like I said, still presents beautifully. Now let's take it for a ride. All right. One of the things that I noticed about the interior, and this was like this last year or year and a half, 2 years ago when I sold it, was there's like a scratch in this horn pad here. Obviously doesn't, there we go, doesn't affect the horn. Your automatic door locks. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we go. Because I drove this car so much, I really obviously got to put it through its paces and try everything out, and kind of gave me a little bit of a punch list when I went ahead and serviced it for the final time to then get the car up for sale. I put the new tires on it all the way around, put brand new white sidewall tires on the car. I did rear pads and rotors again. I did rear pads and rotors last time when I sold the car, and the car had, I think, 27,000 miles on it when I sold it. And the pads weren't bad, the rotors weren't bad, but for some reason they had this squeak that I just couldn't get rid of. So I put another set of pads and rotors on it. Back then when I did pads, rotors, and calipers on both sides. But this time I just did new pads and rotors in the back. I did a fresh oil change, Motorcraft filter with a Motorcraft synthetic blend oil. I did also replace the rear parking aid module. For the longest time, those weren't available anymore, and if these cars, the backup sensors didn't work, it was usually the module that was burned out. Now there's a company that's remanufacturing them and selling them. They're about $300. They're not too difficult to replace. It's a lot easier with the car on the lift, so when it was up on the lift, I did replace that. So now that the rear parking sensors work. But otherwise, the car, I did new struts on it when I sold it back then. I did new upper control arms when I sold it back then. The car has been really well cared for, and she just glides down the road. Like I said, I've put many miles on this car. A lot of them highway too, because like I said, I took this car up to the White Mountains when we went on vacation, and it was a pleasure to drive. Usually I take my Escalade, the trusty Rusty, but this car I love driving this. It really is. And I'm actually kind of sad to give this car up, but it's time to move on to something else. Winter is coming, and I'm back in the trusty Rusty. Let's see if we can get some. Yep. Cruise control works, which I now remember I already knew that. It goes down the road like it's supposed to, it rides like it's supposed to, it feels like it's supposed to. And as far as I know, like I said, all the functions work. Ice cold air, even though it's cool out now, 57 degrees, but a little bit of breeze kind of makes it a little chillier. Stops nice and straight. There's no pulsations or anything like that. The front end is nice and straight as well. This is just a real enjoyable car. Any questions with this car? 978-930-1004. My name is Anthony, and like I always say, don't let distance stop you from getting a car like this in your driveway, because I can help set up all the shipping for the cars. Just like the Cadillac that I just recently sold. I had shipped that car up from the south. It just went back down to the south. But my customer who bought it from me called me, said, "Hey, Anthony, I want to buy the car. How can I pay?" I told him how to pay. Wrote him up a bill of sale. Emailed it. Bam. Paid. Car was paid for on a Thursday. Car was on a car carrier, I believe, on Saturday. And it's going to be in my customer's driveway in just 2 or 3 days. So Carvana ain't got nothing on me. One call can do it all. And like everybody wants to know, what's the price on this car? Price on this car is going to be $20,995. And again, check me out on my website, specialtymotorcars.net. That's where I have all the pictures and a link to the video that you're watching. And you can hit me up on Instagram and Facebook. Now, again, like I always say, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you'd get the sneak peeks. You'd know that this car was in my wash bay just a couple days ago, so you know that this car is coming up for sale. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't know when you're seeing this. It might not be the weekend, but it's the weekend now. We'll talk to you on the next one.